In this video, we will talk about the invention of writing, from cuneiform to the alphabet. Writing is one of the most important inventions in human history. It allows people to record information, share ideas, and communicate across time and space. The invention of writing marked the beginning of recorded history and changed the way humans live, work, and think. This video will explore the history of writing, from its earliest forms like cuneiform to the development of the alphabet. We will look at how writing systems evolved and how they have shaped human civilization. 1. The origins of writing. Writing did not appear suddenly. It developed gradually over thousands of years. Before the invention of writing, humans used pictures and symbols to communicate. These early forms of communication are known as proto-writing. For example, cave paintings and carvings on stones were used to tell stories, record events, or convey messages. However, these were not true writing systems because they did not represent language in a structured or consistent way. Proto-writing was more about visual representation than capturing spoken language. The first true writing systems emerged around 5,000 years ago in ancient Mesopotamia, modern-day Iraq, and Egypt. These early systems were created to meet practical needs, such as keeping records of trade, taxes, and laws. In Mesopotamia, the Sumerians developed cuneiform, a script made by pressing wedge-shaped marks into clay tablets. Similarly, in Egypt, hieroglyphs were used to record important information, often carved into stone or written on papyrus. These early writing systems were primarily used for administrative purposes, such as tracking goods, documenting transactions, and recording legal codes. Over time, writing evolved and became more complex, eventually being used for literature, religion, and science. 2. Cuneiform, the first writing system. The earliest known writing system is cuneiform, which was developed by the Sumerians in Mesopotamia around 3200 BCE. The word cuneiform comes from the Latin word cuneus, meaning wedge, because the script was made by pressing a wedge-shaped tool into clay tablets. Cuneiform was originally used to record transactions, such as the exchange of goods like grain or livestock. Over time, it evolved to include more complex ideas, such as stories, laws, and religious texts. One of the most famous examples of cuneiform writing is the Epic of Gilgamesh, an ancient poem that tells the story of a Sumerian king. Cuneiform was used for over 3,000 years, but it eventually disappeared as new writing systems were developed. However, its invention marked the beginning of written history and laid the foundation for future writing systems. 3. Hieroglyphs, the writing of ancient Egypt. Around the same time that cuneiform was being used in Mesopotamia, the ancient Egyptians developed their own writing system called hieroglyphs. Hieroglyphs were a combination of pictures and symbols that represented sounds, words, or ideas. The word hieroglyph comes from the Greek words hieros, sacred, and glyphein, to carve, because the Egyptians often carved these symbols into stone. Hieroglyphs were used for religious texts, historical records, and monumental inscriptions. One of the most famous examples of hieroglyphic writing is the Rosetta Stone, which was discovered in 1799. The Rosetta Stone contains the same text written in hieroglyphs, Demotic, a simpler Egyptian script, and Greek. This allowed scholars to finally decipher hieroglyphs in the 19th century. Like cuneiform, hieroglyphs were used for thousands of years, but eventually fell out of use. However, they remain one of the most iconic and recognizable writing systems in history. 4. The development of the alphabet. While cuneiform and hieroglyphs were complex and required hundreds of symbols, the invention of the alphabet simplified writing by using a small set of letters to represent sounds. The first alphabet was developed by the Phoenicians around 1200 BCE. The Phoenician alphabet had 22 letters, all of which represented consonants. This made it much easier to learn and use than earlier writing systems. The Phoenician alphabet spread throughout the Mediterranean region through trade and cultural exchange. The Greeks adapted the Phoenician alphabet and added vowels, creating the first true alphabet with both consonants and vowels. The Greek alphabet, in turn, influenced the development of the Latin alphabet, which is used today in many languages, including English. The invention of the alphabet revolutionized writing by making it more accessible to ordinary people. It also allowed for the spread of literacy and the preservation of knowledge on a much larger scale. 5. Writing in ancient China and the Americas. While cuneiform, hieroglyphs, and the alphabet were developing in the Middle East and Europe, other parts of the world were also creating their own writing systems. In ancient China, a system of characters called logograms was developed around 1200 BCE. Chinese characters represent words or ideas rather than sounds, and the system is still used today. In the Americas, the Maya civilization developed a complex writing system that combined logograms and phonetic symbols. The Maya used their writing system to record historical events, religious rituals, and astronomical observations. Unfortunately, much of their writing was destroyed by Spanish conquistadors, but some examples have survived and been deciphered by modern scholars. 6. The impact of writing on human civilization. The invention of writing had a profound impact on human civilization. It allowed people to record laws, create literature, and preserve knowledge for future generations. Writing also made it possible to communicate over long distances and across time, enabling the growth of empires, trade networks, and cultural exchange. Writing also played a key role in the development of science, religion, and philosophy. For example, ancient Greek philosophers like Plato and Aristotle wrote down their ideas, which have influenced Western thought for thousands of years. Similarly, religious texts like the Bible, the Quran, and the Vedas were written down, allowing them to be shared and studied by millions of people. 7. The evolution of writing in the modern world. Today, writing continues to evolve with new technologies. The invention of the printing press in the 15th century made it possible to produce books on a large scale, spreading knowledge and ideas more widely than ever before. In the 20th century, the development of computers and the internet revolutionized writing again, making it possible to share information instantly with people around the world. Despite these changes, the basic principles of writing remain the same. Whether we are using a pen, a keyboard, or a smartphone, we are still using symbols to represent language and communicate ideas. Writing remains one of the most powerful tools humans have ever invented. The invention of writing was a turning point in human history. From the earliest cuneiform tablets to the modern alphabet, writing has allowed us to record our thoughts, share our stories, and preserve our knowledge. It has shaped the way we live, work, and think, and it continues to play a vital role in our lives today. As we look to the future, writing will undoubtedly continue to evolve. New technologies will change the way we write and communicate, but the importance of writing as a tool for expression and connection will remain. Writing is not just a way to record information. It is a way to share our humanity with others across time and space. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also, subscribe to our channel before you go. Thank you for watching.